I'm back from Hot Rod Power Tour and have I got a story to tell you. Ow. Hurt myself there. Isn't that the most flattering angle? But it's what I got. I'm Epi, the Mustang Master, and this is my story about Hot Rod Power Tour 2026. Cold snack. Now, if you're a regular on my channel, this is normally where my Mustang would be. But unfortunately, it's not done. It's not ready. And quick story on that. I may as well just talk about it really quick. My car is at Mustang Restorations in East Indiana, Illinois. These guys are the best, top tier guys for Mustang restoration. Hats off to Chris and then the two brothers, Cody and Preston. Great guys. Love those guys. They're freaking excellent guys to deal with. They did me a solid and they're getting my car prepped and done for me. It's nice to know people in the industry. They're great guys. The car will be back pretty soon, I'm hoping. In the meantime, I get to just enjoy cleaning up the garage and getting ready for the Mustang to come back in. Anyways, let's get into Hot Rod Power Tour and what's it about. If you're unfamiliar, it's been going on for 30 plus years and it's basically a big traveling car show. And I've always wanted to do this for a very long time. I'm probably at least 20 years or so since I've known about it. This year, it was actually started in Joliet, Illinois, because they're doing the 100th anniversary of Route 66. So the first destination was Joliet, Illinois, Chicagoland Motor Speedway. That's only an hour and a half for me. And I was like, well, that'd be a great opportunity to take the Mustang out. And that's what became my goal for getting the Mustang done, is to be ready for this event. So what did I drive instead of the Mustang? That's a great question. I'm driving this. It's a 2007 Mercury Grand Marquis, and it belongs to Kevin. Nothing special about it. It's got GT500 wheels on it. Pretty much stock, Grandpa fresh. And but yeah, I figured something cooler than my regular daily driver, so why not? All right, so I guess leading up to this event, I was going to have my car ready, and then we were bringing in Katie's car. You actually saw on the last episode, we did her rear control arms.
It was like a dumbbell.
What'd you call me? Well, just after that, we did the camshaft install. And that went well, that went smoothly, but it was literally like a couple days before we had to go that we got this thing up and running and everything. How excited are you?
Like, gonna have tears excited.
She came and picked it up. We drove it around the block, got it all dialed in. I think we had a little bit of tweaking on the road once we actually got on the road. But otherwise, the camshaft install went well. That's going to be a future episode. I'm working on that one because I actually have lost some footage. So I'm trying to piece that one together, but that's a future episode. But yeah, we did the camshaft on Katie's 95 Cobra, and we hit the road. And then we got to Joliet. That went well. And I guess let's talk about how Joliet went. Day one, Joliet, Illinois, first stop. I had to go get my credentials, so I ended up waiting in line for about an hour to get in, and I got my credentials and then found parking. This is all while it was starting to rain a little bit. The day was mostly a washout, unfortunately, but however, the times when it wasn't raining, we were able to walk around. There's a lot of cool stuff there. It was pretty cool. The Midway area, there's a lot of vendors, and the one celebrity that was there, one big celebrity that was there was Lucky Casa from Hot Rod TV. Also, you can see he's got his own YouTube channel called Lucky's Garage. So The event is also, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's the Midway area, there's the big car show, and then there was also multiple events, you know, like drag racing. I did autocross and some of the other venues. But Joliet was drag racing. It's a drag strip, so of course, naturally, there's going to be some drag racing.
Traction there, buddy.
There's a Marauder.
Go get Pony.
We literally saw like three sets of cars pass, and then suddenly rainfall. And so it got washed out, and everyone kind of left because it just really started coming down. I ended up waiting it out until later in the day, and it was cool because I actually was able to walk around. I checked out a lot of cars. There was a lot of cars left, but there was still a lot of cars that did stick it out, and I was one of them. So walked around, checked it out and everything. It was a lot of really cool stuff. Hey everyone, it's Epi the Mustang Master, and this is day one of Hot Rod Power Tour. And as you can see, it's so empty right now because a lot of cars left. It started raining earlier, so I haven't had a chance to really take a video here real quick, but I've been taking some pictures. I'm going to show them to you here in a second, or whatever it took before it started raining. I'll take some more as I go along here, but a lot of cool rides. I'm very, very much in heaven right now. This is a great thing going on here. Lots of cool stuff. I saw Lucky Costa from Hot Rod Garage. He was here. There's definitely some cool rides around here, so I'm going to take a walk around and take some more pictures. But yeah, today was kind of an uneventful day. Tuesday, tomorrow is Ranito, Illinois, and I'm going to do some more video, some more pictures and everything. And then Wednesday we're in St. Louis, and then Thursday is Springfield, Missouri. Friday is Tulsa, Oklahoma. Stay tuned for that, and enjoy the pictures of the rides that I've encountered so far. All right, so day 2 is from Joliet to Ranitel, Illinois. Is actually a well-known military base, and our goal was from Joliet, cruise down Route 66 all the way to Ranitel. And this day was my disappointing day, my big disappointment day, unfortunately. And this is when things just threw a big curveball at me. And I guess this is part of the adventure of Hot Rod Power Tour. So I got up and I ended up having to wait for my crew since I ended up staying not far from the venue. Everybody else kind of went back home, and then they ended up waiting for another person to show up. So Kevin and Katie, Tony was also with us. His son was also with us, and then Dave, our friend Dave, they met up with them, and they ended up rolling with us Tuesday. And unfortunately, this day was the day that got kind of chaotic between all of us, and it is what it is. It's part of, I guess it's part of the adventure, you know. It's ended up waiting just off of Route 66, surprisingly. I went down south to, I think, Dwight, Illinois, or it was close to Dwight, Illinois, have breakfast, and I ended up at a gas station, and it was actually a cool spot because I ended up showing up at the gas station, and it was kind of a car show, just hanging out there, just watching all these cars roll by, and you know, there was a lot of cool stuff just walking, you know, driving in and out. There was a Casey's, and then it moved over to the Loves right across the street from there, and I ended up hanging out there, talked to a bunch of people. It was a cool spot just to even hang out, and I think this is like the thing that caught me off guard is like just seeing all this, and you know, the kind of the interactions I had with other people. I ended up meeting with the group. We rolled together. Most of the drive, I say halfway through the drive, this is when things kind of went south. And unfortunately, you know, the nature of the beast, and when you're driving a group, you're going to get separated. And unfortunately, I was in the back. I couldn't keep up. The Grandma Key's a dog, let's just face it. This was right when it was starting to rain. I got caught in a red light, and then I got caught in another red light, and the group kind of took off. And then I ended up losing. We all had radios on us, and we ended up losing radio range. And I just kind of gave up a little bit and ended up following a different group to the venue. Ended up working out at the end because we ended up kind of rolling into the last venue at the end of the day, kind of at the same time. And I was frustrated by the situation of being separated and having to roll with somebody else that I had no idea who the guys were, but I just followed them. It was a bunch of old cars, and I was like, okay, let me just follow them. I'm sure they're going in the right direction. I didn't even pull out my GPS. I was just like, had a general direction. And then, of course, there's roadway signs. I pay attention to roadway signs, so I knew I was heading in the right direction. And we got to the venue. We ended up really close, ended up getting a radio signal back in. And then that's when I was like, hey, we're together again. So it's cool. But then we ended up showing up at the venue, and downpour again. And this time we were all in the field. So being in the field with rain and cars that don't have that much traction was not fun. So Kevin and Katie's Black Cobra got really, really muddy, unfortunately. We ended up we helped a bunch of people push their cars out, and it was at the end of the day, after the downpour, it was fun. It was just like I looked back and I was like, it's part of the adventure, right? Hey, it's Epi. Day 2 at Hot Rod Power Tour, and it turned out to be quite the mess. Not gonna lie. So we didn't get here till a little bit after 4, and then once we got here, as soon as I parked, torrential downpour. So I was lucky enough to get my credentials stamped, but didn't get to see hardly anything. At least while it's not raining. So I had to rush over to the tent, get it stamped before the day was over, and then drowned before. It rained pretty good, so I'm completely soaked. My feet are, you know, I guess whatever. My feet are soaked. So, all right, hotel room, dry up, and then but enjoy the pictures that I took during the day today. Actually, I was at a couple gas stations and some footage, some videos, some pictures, mostly pictures though, of today, and enjoy. This is the end of day 2 on Hotrod Power Tour. I just walked through all that. That's probably 2 inches of water right there. So, this was fun. I'm out. Time for another one. Okay, day 3. This is from Rantoul, Illinois to Madison, Illinois, which is just outside of St. Louis. And this is where things kind of turned around. We stayed in a town called Leroy, Illinois, or Leroy, Illinois. I don't know how it's called. We ended up taking Route 66 and through all the small towns. And I was just left in shock and just how cool that was. We got to all these small towns and it was like a huge event for them. And it was literally like a parade, and people are just lined up on the sides of the streets waving, and they encourage you to do burnouts.
Hello.
Hello. Thank you. And it was just such a good time. And I think that's the day that really like put me in awe with this whole trip. And this is where I realized it wasn't about the car show. It wasn't about, you know, the venues. It was more about the drive. And this is 100% what Hot Rod Power Tour was all about. Going through these towns and all these cars, and literally, like, I would probably say at least miles of cars, just thousands of cars rolling through these towns. And of course, there's traffic jams. And this is the only downside to it, is you're waiting quite a while. But most of the towns, the cops were really cool, and it actually direct traffic and get people rolling through. So it's not like you waited a whole lot. And we got to the venue around 3 o'clock this time. We actually got there a little bit earlier than we did the previous day. But it was so hot and so muggy that day. And honestly, we literally walked around. We looked at some cars, but we were already drenched in sweat. Honestly, we were just kind of done. Hi, Katie. So we're at day 3, St. Louis, the Worldwide Technology Center Raceway, whatever it's called.
It's too hot to care.
Yeah, it's too hot to care. I am sweating, Kitty's sweating. We're just exhausted. It's been a very long day, a lot of driving. However, I gotta say, today's drive was actually really fun. We went through a lot of towns through Illinois, and it was pretty cool to see the towns get together and, you know, wave and, you know, have gifts for us and tell us to do burnouts. Of course, the Grand Marquis couldn't do a single burnout.
And my one car would have done a one-wheel wonder, so
Yeah.
we're gonna leave that alone
Yeah,
for now.
exactly. So, anyways, we're here now. We're gonna walk around and enjoy what's left of the show. I know it's late in the day. It's what, 4 o'clock now. We got here around 3, but we were trying to cool off, and now yeah, we're gonna walk around a little bit and see some cars and take some pictures for you guys. Day 4, we left Springfield, Missouri, and headed out to. I'm sorry, I keep saying the wrong thing. We left St. Louis, Missouri, and then went to cannonballed it to Springfield, Missouri. St. Louis to Springfield. This is day 3. I don't know why I couldn't say that. The drive was really cool. So I-44, if you've ever driven down I-44, it's a really cool drive just on the highway because there was all these rock formations along the way. And then we ended up getting off and then taking Route 66 for a good portion of it. And again, really good time. really good time rolling through these small towns and checking out the scenery. You know, Missouri is really cool state. I think the drive was really good that day also. Not because of the people along the streets or anything this time, but it was actually the scenery that we drove through. Then eventually we got to Springfield, Missouri. Saw some cool stuff over at the I think at the University of Missouri. There's the whole. This venue was. It was kind of laid out, kind of spread apart between different parking lots for the cars. So we did walk. We actually made good time this time, and we got there early enough to where we were to walk around, check out all the rides, and I actually met up with an old friend of mine who I haven't seen in probably 10 years or so. But yeah, this was a good time, and we stayed and watched cars roll out of there, hung out for quite a while, and then one of my favorite moments of the whole trip was Kevin pouring a drink to this random dude. But yeah, it was a great time. We had a great night. That day was awesome, and it was a really, really good time. How you feeling today?
Better than yesterday. It's not 102. It's like 80 something, and
Yeah.
it's a million times better.
Yes, nice breeze. A little overcast, so that's helping tremendously.
Yep, long drive
Yeah.
today.
That was definitely a much longer drive, and that was on mostly highway too. So
Yeah, and we kind of like went on the route and went off the route next to Route 66, and
Yeah.
I feel like it was a little bit better because we got down here so we could see some cars.
yeah,
That was better.
we got here at a good time, I think, and there's still cars rolling in. So
We'll go show them. Let's go show
yes,
them.
let's go show them. Final day, day 5 of the trip. And day 5 was from Springfield, Missouri to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Of course, we started off in Joplin, so we already had like an hour head start. This was it was a fun drive again. We actually this time, so I didn't even realize that Route 66 rolls through southern eastern tip of Kansas. So we went through 4 states by then. By the end of the day. So started off in Illinois, Missouri, Kansas, and then Oklahoma. And then headed out to Kansas, rolled through that. We actually sat through a lot of traffic through Kansas. Baxter Springs, I believe, is the town. And it was really cool because, as we rolled through the town, there was one gentleman actually spraying down the road to allow us to do burnouts. It was the funniest thing ever. We rolled through the towns, and then Oklahoma. Once we passed Kansas and went through Oklahoma, it was actually smooth sailing. It was in as many small towns. It tends to kind of roll through, and it's more of a 2-lane highway than it is an actual like a single lane highway. And it was a good time. We rolled through that, and then got to the venue. Oh, we waited quite a while actually. Once we got to Tulsa, it was quite the wait to get in, and but we did it. It was we made it to the end. It took us. I think we got there somewhere. It was late afternoonish. We got there, and then once we got there, we parked, celebrated victory. The only downside to me, of course, is that I did a multi-day pass, and I didn't do the not the long hauler pass, so I didn't get the big plaque that everybody else got. But I still made it to the end, and that's all that mattered at the end of the day. Honestly, a piece of steel doesn't really matter to me. It was more about what I got out of it, which is the adventure. Hey, sun's out. Day 5, officially here. I made it. It's been a very, very long week. It's been quite the adventure so far, and honestly, this is really, really interesting experience. So I'm having fun. It's been a blast this week. Let's go look at some cars. You know, if you ever were on the fence about doing hot rod power tour, do it. Just go ahead and do it. Do it alone if you want, or get some buddies to go with you. You know, it was an adventure. Yeah, it's not going to be as straightforward as you think. There's going to be some problems along the way, and it was great. It was just awesome. It was such a good time, and I think more than anything, I enjoyed it because of the adventure, because of everything that went. Our final day was a very relaxing day. It was a nice cruising day. We got there early enough that we were able to literally sit down and watch the cars go back and forth. So, and I think the biggest thing for me is the takeaway that I got from it was the fact that this is not a trip that I expected it to turn out the way it did. I really thought it was going to be about the car show. I really thought it was going to be about meeting people. And I did meet a lot of people. I ended up talking to quite a few people. I may have gotten 1 or 2 subscribers. It was great to do this trip all the way to the end. And especially with my friends, especially with Katie. Katie's such a great friend. We've been working together for quite a while, able to teach her a lot of my knowledge and share it with her. And literally for this was a big part of what our motivation was, to get both of our cars ready for this Hot Rod Power Tour. But of course, this isn't going to be the end. I mean, we're definitely we got some future plans for both her car. My car's got to get done. I got some future projects that are coming in, and she's going to help me out with it. So plenty of content for the future. But it was such a great time. And yeah, I mean, we're going to continue to keep doing what we're doing on this channel. I appreciate you guys watching. I know it talked a lot. It was long and boring, but enjoy the rest of this video.